A breath of fresh air came into my life. Your presence totally unforeseen.
Judelon Smith says he wrote her words of love.
So you thought he was in love?
I thought I was in love.
Now she says it was a love that cost her thousands.
Most of it was cash.
This was a tragic mistake on your part. You got taken in. Do you understand that?
Who broke the promise?
Party's on Smith versus Luck. Step forward, please.
44-year-old Judelon Smith says she fell in love with 37-year-old chef Kevin Lucht. She says she gave him a Porsche and thousands of dollars. But Kevin took her for a run.
It's number 45 on the calendar in the matter of Smith versus Luck. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Have a seat, please.
He owes you a lot of money. She owes you a lot of money. Folks.
Tell me about it.
Well, I'm telling you about it. It looks
Good.
to me, from the complaint, that's your complaint, that you met, fell in like love, infatuation, whatever it is. You moved into her house. She supported you to the tune of lots of money. And then you broke up. You say you gave up a whole lifestyle where you were living and a job. She owes you money.
I'm saying I should probably be at work right now instead of being in this. To me, this is weird.
Miss Smith, how did it all start?
On Thanksgiving, I went to a wedding up in Big Bear, and I met Kevin. At the time that I met him, he claimed that he was on an 8-month leave from Carnival Cruise Line, where he was the star chef who flew around and did all their troubleshooting things and did all the special cooking for the owner of the cruise line. And that he had not had a vacation in 2 years, so he decided to take a working vacation and work at a restaurant in Big Bear. Whereas he had this big hard luck story about how shortly after he went to work that they wrongfully terminated him. And at the times that I met him, he was doing odd jobs, raking leaves and things like that for this couple over here. And that he had no prospects of jobs in his field.
Okay.
Okay, so he wrote me like poetic things and wonderful letters, and we got along great, and he wanted to have a family. He wanted to get married.
Well, was this by letter, or did you see him? You left the wedding, you went home, and home was
No,
where?
I stayed for a few days.
Okay.
And we saw each other through the whole time that.
For a few days, but
that
then
I
you
was
went
there.
home.
Then I left, and then he left this great, wonderful message on my voicemail, and we talked on the phone.
What did the message say?
A breath of fresh air came into my life. Your presence totally unforeseen. Makes me wish I'd never met my wife. Perhaps it's all a dream, but a soulmate's path I feel I've crossed. Just as I started my healing. We're good together, I'll make us last. Know these thoughts are what I'm feeling. Where's the damn dog? And then.
All right, so you thought he was in love.
So I thought he was in love. I thought I was in love.
And what did you do?
So we talked about it and agreed that he said he would be able to get a job very quickly in Los Angeles because he's such a great chef. And that then, of course, we were going to get married and have children. The agreement, the financial agreement in his coming to Los Angeles was that any of my normal things that wouldn't change, like my mortgage payment or paying the gardener or the cable, those things, I was not going to charge him in retrospect once he got a job. But anything that would be an added expense.
Miss Smith, is what you're telling me that you actually had a discussion with Mr. Lucht about division of financial responsibility?
Yes.
So what did you say to him? You said to him you would have to pay these expenses?
I explained to him that I did not have an income, that I was not rich, that I was, we even talked about when we got married that I didn't want to have to be a working mother. And he claims that he's capable of making so much money because he's such an incredible chef.
Okay, so he came, moved in, and it didn't work out.
Exactly.
Now, how does he owe you this in excess of $5,000? For what?
Well, it started with up in Big Bear, he had debts up there. He had to come up with the money. He promised me that he would pay me back.
How much money did you give him?
Up in Big Bear, it was probably over $1,000.
Did he sign a note for that money?
No, he didn't. I didn't think it was a business transaction. I thought I was dealing with somebody who loved me, who had gone to great lengths.
Did she give you money in Big Bear?
I elicited one loan from Miss Smith throughout our relationship, and that was for $500, which I have since offered to pay back. I make very good money. I'm working right now.
Well, just a minute. When did you borrow this $500 from her?
When I was in Big Bear to cover my rent, my last month's rent.
All right. $500, you say you still owe her.
Yes.
Is the other money that you say he owes you, I mean, you list a whole laundry list of things, car expenses, credit card expenses. You gave him a credit card. Stop looking through your papers. You've got more papers there than I can deal with. You gave him a credit card to use.
Yes.
Why?
One of my credit cards I had
Why?
authorized for him to use because he claimed that he had a business opportunity in Reno and that if he could get there, that he was going to have these legal papers drawn up, that he was, going to pay me back everything because it was an opportunity for him to have a part of this company and an ongoing income from that. So
How
he
much
got
did
me
you
to
let
come.
him use on your credit card?
That trip was a total of $984.81.
Any
I
other
gave-
monies used on you from your credit card by him?
This was, yes, just in regards to that trip.
No,
His
I'm talking about all of the credit card expenses.
Oh, it's thousands. Not on this authorized credit card, but on other credit cards.
Well, he used other credit cards of yours?
Yes, that he was not authorized to use.
How
was
did he
only
do that?
authorized to use. I'm not sure. I assume he was taking them out of my wallet.
I'd like to see my signature on those cards, yeah. That would be a real plus, because that never happened.
Well, do you have any?
Oh, yeah.
Listen to me, Miss Smith. You did spend $984 on this one credit card for your trip to Reno. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, did you pay her back for that?
There was no, you have to understand that this situation, when she says what's mine is yours, when she gives me the credit card and says, this is, just have fun. You've been working, take a break. You owe me nothing. I have no job. At this point in time, I had no job. When I entered into this relationship, I was very clear. I said, I have to go back to work. I'll come back in 6 months after I do 6 months on the ship where I have $30,000 or $40,000, and that'll put less strain on the relationship. No, quit your job, come move in with me, with tears running down her face, calling my parents. It's ridiculous to think that I am, at 37 years old, am so stupid that I would enter into a situation where I didn't have, if I was planning on leaving the ship, as she suggested, which I ended up doing, and I've got 3 or 4 months without working, for me to incur expenses when I don't know where the money's going to be coming from is ridiculous.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I don't know what the stupid expenses are, madam.
All his 900 number sex phone
What 900
calls.
numbers are you talking about?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Judelon Smith claims she made a big mistake falling for Kevin Luck, but she only realized it after giving him thousands of dollars.
What was the trip to Reno about, sir?
I went to Reno to discuss a possible business venture with a company called Nevada Foods.
So it was a business trip that you took?
Yes, but it was...
Just a second.
Yeah.
This wasn't go have a good time with it. This wasn't going out and doing, fun things, going shopping. This was a business opportunity that you had.
And she was fully aware that the people that I went to deal with, to do the business thing with, that may work out, it may not work out. I'm not dealing with a corporation here. I'm dealing with 2 people that have a small company that
Mr.
need some
Luck,
consulting fee.
Mr. Luck, you're talking a lot. We're not getting anywhere.
Okay.
You used the credit card, and you evidently told her that you were using the credit card to go down for business. What you're suggesting is that there was no understanding between the 2 of you for the use of this credit card, on which your name was authorized, that you would repay her. That's what you're saying to me.
Yeah, there was never any financial arrangements whatsoever made, Your Honor.
Ms. Smith, you said that there were some bills, some credit cards that he used that he was not authorized to use.
Correct.
Prove that to me, quickly.
Well, he wrote a letter to me here, which, besides his pathological thing trying to dismiss all his past debt so that we could move forward, he says, I'm so sorry for the things I've done and the money that's been wasted and the advantage that has been taken. I've already told you, I'll just hand my check over to you. And his fantasy is 1 or 2 months' pay will more than cover these stupid expenses. And then he goes on down here
I don't
to
know
tell
what
me
the
how much
stupid
he loves me.
expenses are, madam. I don't know what they are. So far, I have $500 that
They're
he
all
says...
his phone calls, they're all his beer tabs, they're all his 900 number sex phone
What 900
calls.
numbers are you talking about?
Ms.
I don't
Smith,
understand what you're
Ms.
talking
Smith,
about.
I'm leaving you for... The rest of it are things that are phone calls from your house, pieces of utility bills, pieces of other things. Is that right?
Correct.
Pieces of other things.
All right, let's pause right here and unpack what we're seeing, because this case is looking incredibly shady. Our plaintiff, Judelon, thought she had met a successful vacationing chef from a major cruise line, a man ready to build a life and a family. But the reality? It's starting to look like a textbook case of a professional house guest. He managed to win her over with poetic, over-the-top voicemails, moved into her home, and almost immediately, he's living off her dime. Judelon is here to prove they had a strict financial agreement. He was supposed to cover his own extra expenses. Kevin, on the other hand, is playing the what's mine is yours card, claiming he was just taking a well-deserved break from work. But look at the numbers, they don't lie. So far, Kevin has already admitted to borrowing $500 just to cover his back rent in Big Bear. Worse than that, he took her credit card for a nearly $1,000 trip to Reno, claiming it was a business opportunity with a consulting firm. The tension is building, the excuses are piling up, and the judge is clearly losing patience with his dodging and weaving. Stay tuned, because we're heading into the second half where things take a bizarre turn involving a recording studio and a massive countersuit. Let's jump back in.
You bought him a car?
Never.
Did you buy him a car? Did you lease him a
No.
car?
No,
Well, what's this
no.
Porsche that's in
The
these
Porsche
papers?
is the car he talked me into buying, that I bought, that is in my name, that I paid for. He claimed that he eventually, when he sold his imaginary Corvettes in Oregon, which his parents told me do not exist, that he wanted to be able to buy it from me, and that if he couldn't buy it from me, it was a great investment.
It's your car. You let him. You
My
let him
car.
drive it.
I let him drive both of my cars.
Okay. Now, why don't you tell me why you think she owes you $5,000?
Because I gave up a very lucrative job. I gave away my furniture.
Just a second. What lucrative job
Here
did
you
you
go.
give up? Just, Mr. Luck, tell me what.
I was a chef for Carnival Cruise Lines.
When she met you?
Yeah, I was on leave of absence, of course, yes. I took 8 months off.
What else?
The furniture and all the belongings that I gave away because she said I would never need them again, because if she would make sure that I would be taken care of if anything ever happened in this relationship, that she loved me, she would never put me out on the street. Her last husband, she gave $40,000 cash to in a car when they broke up, and don't worry, just trust her and everything will be okay. All the possessions of mine that she still has, that she's holding ransom, I mean everything from
Like what?
passports, birth certificates, clothing, you name it.
What?
I left her house with the clothes on my back.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm a deadbeat, I'm a leech. She's a chronic liar. What can I tell you?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Professional chef Kevin Luck says plaintiff Judelon Smith's claims against him for money and a car are simply the result of their breakup.
Sir, your countersuit says that you're suing her. The large bulk of the money is for $8,800 because the job I gave up, you were convinced to give up because she said she would take care of you.
True.
To the tune of $8,800. Now, yet, you told me that you made a trip to Nevada to get into a new business venture while you were still together. So you weren't planning on just staying, relaxing, and doing nothing. Even according to you, you were trying to find something to do.
I was looking for employment, but see, I had up until April 1st before my contract runs out. If I sign back on by April 1, I go back to work normal as usual.
So why didn't you do that?
Because she begged me to stay. Everything would be okay. She told other people.
What was the date that you separated?
I'm not exactly sure what the day. I've been so busy at work, I don't even remember what day it was. Do you remember what day it was?
The first time I asked him to...
The last time you asked him to leave.
The last time when I called the police to remove him was May 3rd. I had packed his bags a week before that, and he refused to leave, making great threats against me if he
What
could not
happened that
stay.
you finally had enough, Ms.
Kevin started doing drugs around the beginning of
What?
February.
Shh.
Kevin went into, he had been clean when I met him, he claimed. And then the pressure of not getting a job, and he had supposedly been hired, a friend of mine had referred him to the Beverly Hills Tennis Club, and he claimed that he had gotten that job and then was fired on the first day. And as a result, he went off and started having these escapades of disappearing for 24 to 36 hours, and he was off doing drugs. And he admitted to me that he was a cocaine addict, part of our agreement. And the day that I had him leave, I had taken him to a Cocaine Anonymous meeting. In response to his saying that he missed all this work, this is his calendar, which I found a couple of weeks ago on my bookshelf. It shows that on September 8th is when he started his job in Big Bear. And he does have down here the days and the hours and stuff, and you can see that up through October, and he was taking little trips and vacations.
But see, that's
But
inaccurate.
as of November, there was nothing. And also,
Ms.
in
Smith.
August, wait, I think you should hear this. In August, he wrote, put lying, cheating, robbing, selfish, untrustworthy, spoiled, psycho from hell behind me forever. Take full advantage of this new chance. Obviously, he has this problem with other women because this was August of '96 before
How
I
can you
met
say
him.
that? Do you know what I was thinking when I wrote that? Do you have any idea it wasn't about you?
I know it's
example.
not about me, so you have this repeated
Okay,
problem with women.
As far as working in November, I work for these folks.
Who are you?
This is
Huh?
Philip and Janet Day.
Just a second. They can speak. They're adults. Who are you?
Philip and Janet Day, man.
Who wants to talk?
I'll talk if you want to.
Right up here.
Okay.
Just listen to me. I'm going to ask very short questions.
All right.
What type of work did he do for you in Big Bear?
I have a recording studio, and he's co-producing 3 albums with me.
I didn't ask you what he's doing now, sir.
No, that's what he was doing, and he's still doing it.
That's what he was doing
Yes,
then when she met him?
absolutely.
Yeah, were you paying him?
Oh, yeah, I was taking care of his rent, and I was taking care of his daily bread. So feeding him, and he was working like me. He's a workaholic, so he's working 20 hours a day. And during the day, we would cut logs and leaves and stuff, and in the evening, we would record.
Just to say, what expertise does he have with regard to your business if he's a chef?
He's a very, very good drummer. He's a world-class drummer.
With a cocaine problem?
I don't
Says
know.
she.
That, ma'am, I don't know anything about.
Let's get your rehab records.
Yeah, let's do.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. How does a cook become a producer? I
Well,
don't
he's also a
understand
drummer,
that.
ma'am. He's also a very good drummer.
How much were you paying him in Big Bear?
I was taking care of his rent, which was
I don't understand why you take care of rent. Why,
Well,
if
because
somebody
he-
works for
because-
you, then you pay them. What do
Because
you mean you take
basically it's
care-
an investment for me with him, and then eventually when we let's hope that we're successful, then eventually
No,
it would pay
what I
back
don't
to me.
understand, sir, is when somebody works for you, you give them a salary and they take care of their own rent.
Yeah, I
what do you
agree
mean
with-
you were taking care of him? Why
Well,
did somebody have to
because-
take care of him?
Because at the time he was working with me, and I agreed to help him.
Why didn't you just pay him?
Because it wasn't his. He didn't want that. He wanted to pay me back whenever we're successful.
I was preparing to go back to work on the ship within the next month. I didn't need the money.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
This was a tragic mistake on your part. Just listen to me. If such a piece, put your papers away. Cross this matter off. It was a very bad experience. You got taken in. Do you understand that? Do you understand that you got taken in?
Yes.
All that you've been able to establish, to my satisfaction, that he owes you $1,484. Now, the rest of it, I want you to take and say this was a mistake. His phone calls that he made, the groceries that you bought for him, the clothes that you bought for him. Just listen to me. Just listen to me. It was a big mistake. You got taken in. And you, sir, as regard to your countersuit, that's the biggest crock of hogwash that I ever heard, right?
If
You
she
had
has all
no
my belongings.
What?
She has in her possession my passport, everything from my passport to clothing.
Very good. Sell his clothes.
Excellent.
Sell his clothes and see what you can do about recouping any money that he owes you from selling his clothes. If nothing else, Miss Smith, just pay attention. Sell his clothes, give him back his passport. That's all. $1,484 for the plaintiff.
Excuse you may step out.
And on the next Judge Judy.
He's a deadbeat. He's a leech. Women out there should see this face and,
Hi, ladies. I
you
make
know.
$45,000 a year tax-free. I'm a deadbeat. I'm a leech. She's a chronic liar. What can I
Oh.
tell you? The words she used to everybody standing right here, what is mine is yours, honey.
Wow, what an absolute roller coaster of a case. Let's break down exactly what just happened and how the judge reached that explosive final verdict. This entire dispute was a classic clash of a broken heart versus an empty wallet on one side. You have Judelon, who was swept off her feet. She invested everything emotionally and financially, letting Kevin move in, drive her Porsche, and swipe her credit cards. But the stakes flipped the moment she realized he wasn't looking for a job. According to her testimony, the dream man had actually relapsed into a severe substance habit, disappearing for days while she footed the bill for his lifestyle. The major turning point in the courtroom wasn't just Kevin dodging the bills, it was the bizarre testimony from his former associates in Big Bear. This is where the star chef persona completely crumbled. We found out he wasn't exactly running a high-end kitchen. He was actually working for rent by raking leaves, cutting logs, and acting as a world-class drummer for an independent recording studio. The gap between the man Kevin claimed to be and the man he actually was became a canyon that even he couldn't talk his way across. When the judge handed down her ruling, she was clinical. She awarded Judelon exactly $1,484. That number represents the legally binding debts, the rent loan and the Reno trip. But for the rest of the thousands spent on groceries and clothes? The judge delivered a harsh dose of reality. She ruled that Judelon made a tragic mistake by getting taken in by a bad romance. Because there wasn't a business contract for those daily living expenses, Judelon had to eat the cost. As for Kevin's $8,800 countersuit, the judge didn't just dismiss it. She called it the biggest crock of hogwash she'd ever heard. And in that final, satisfying twist, when Kevin complained about his clothes still being at Judelon's house, the judge told her to sell them to recoup her losses. It's a powerful reminder. The courts can fix a broken contract, but they can't fix a broken heart. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more wild courtroom cases and legal deep dives, please smash that like button. I want to hear from you in the comments. Did Judelon deserve more, or was the judge right to call it a tragic mistake? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next case.